Okay, today we're going to do our last lesson on solving inequalities. For typical inequalities, you're going to be able to solve special solutions today. And a special solution is going to be one of two situations. All real numbers. All real numbers means if it's a true statement. Like if you had 3 is smaller than 5. That's true. You would say all real numbers. Or -2 is bigger than -9. That's another true statement, so it would be all real numbers. You can either write all real numbers, or there's a really cool symbol that looks like this. So it's an R with 2 lines that represents all real numbers. The other special situation is known as a no solution. A no solution is when you get a false statement. For example, 5 is bigger than 10. That's not true. That's false. That's a no solution situation. Or 6 is smaller than -8. That's another false statement. Anything that's false, you're going to say no solution. What's important for you to know is in both cases, the variable is going to totally disappear. If the variable doesn't disappear, it's not a special situation. So you have one of 3 things that can happen. You can have our first situation, like x is smaller than something. You can have a second situation where it's true, which is all real numbers, or you can have a third situation where it's a false statement, which is no solution. So those are 3 situations you can encounter when you're solving multi-step inequalities. What's important for you to know is the special situations, like I'm boxing up, only happens when the variable disappears. That's the only time it's going to happen. Okay, let's go ahead and solve one. So this first one here, I'm going to go ahead and distribute my 2, and I get 6x plus 10 is bigger than 9 plus 6x. Now I need to get my x's to one side, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 6x. And that cancels out. 6 minus 6 is nothing. The 10 comes down, is bigger than 9. Now the variable disappeared, so it's special. Now I want to know, is this true or false? Is 10 bigger than 9? Yes, 10 is bigger than 9. This is true, which we call all real numbers. You can write it with the R like this. You could write it out, all real numbers. Or you could abbreviate, all real numbers. Okay, next example. I'm going to get my variable to one side. So this 6m, I'm going to subtract 6m. Subtract 6m. That's a -5. Notice that this is plus a negative, so it's a -5. Is less than, that cancels, 7. So the variable disappeared, so I know it's special. So is -5 smaller than 7? Yes, this is true, so we call it all real numbers. Okay, the next one. -3x plus 4 is bigger than -3x minus 5. So I'm going to get my x to one side, so I'm going to add 3x. -3 plus 3, that canceled out. I have 4 is bigger than -5. My variable disappeared, so that's special. Is 4 bigger than -5? It's true, so we call it all real numbers. Okay, next one. 5x plus 8 is bigger than 5x minus 9. I'm going to get my variable to one side. 5x, take take away 5x, I have nothing. 8 is bigger, the x's cancel there, and I have negative 9. Is 8 bigger than negative 9? That's a true statement, so we call it all real numbers. So this has not been the best set of examples because it's only shown true situations. You can have a false situation like this. 2x plus 3 is bigger than 2 times x plus 4. So I could go ahead and solve this one, and I get 2x plus 3 is bigger than 2x plus 8. Then I could move my x to one side, and I get 3 is bigger than 8. That is a false statement because 3 is smaller than 8, so we would call it no solution. Okay? So there are situations where you will get no solutions. You're either going to get one solution, all real numbers, or no solution. Those are the three things that you can encounter. In either case, the real numbers and the no solution only happens when your variable totally disappears. If your variable doesn't disappear, you don't get something like that.